Hello, Megan. How are you?
I'm great, Mike. How are you?
Great. From beautiful Hamilton, New Zealand. I gave everybody your resume before we got on, and it's amazing. 10-time Ironman finisher, what, four times in Kona. You won your age group in New Zealand. And I understand you've done every one of the VR races. Is that correct?
Yes, I have done every one of the VR races. Um, a couple of them have been as races, and then a couple of them have just been as part of training days, and it's been pretty awesome, actually.
And we're having the Oceania Showdown this weekend. Teresa Adam, your very own Kiwi, is racing. And how do you like that? How do you like that competition against the Aussies? You want to beat them bad, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. The Kiwi Aussie showdown is always a good one. Of course, my picks are always on the Kiwis, but it should be some pretty good racing.
Well, tell me how you've been able to, because you've trained so much. You and your husband, Steve, Sherpa Steve, own a tire stores. And how have you been able to juggle everything with what's going on right now and change your schedule to be able to cope?
Oh, it's not been easy. I mean, we don't have a family, so that's one thing we haven't had to juggle. But we do have 12 staff, and just the sense of responsibility that you feel for those people to keep them employed and make sure that they have got an income and that they can pay their mortgage and their rent and keep food on their table for their family is has it's a big responsibility. But it's been an interesting time, and we've been in lockdown, like pretty strict lockdown, for nearly 5 weeks, and to try and keep the motivation with training with no racing on the horizon. It's been a challenge, but my coach Bevan McKinnon from Fitter and another Fitter coach Tim have put together a pretty awesome Fitter World Cup. So we've had challenges every week. We've had updates every week on how the teams are going against each other. And I mean, we're A-type triathletes here, so we're pretty competitive. So just to have
No.
that competition with each other, that definitely keeps you going each day for sure.
Well, you say, well, you really don't have a family, but you have a family. It's called the Cupcake Cartel. I mean, it's 350 strong. It's a fantastic team. Tell us a little bit about the Cupcake Cartel. I love it when I see you guys in your tri kits.
Oh, the Cupcake Cartel, they're just such a great bunch. I've been involved with the Cupcake Cartel right from the very first year with Cal and Elise, and it's just such an awesome group of people. Everyone just supports each other. It doesn't matter whether you're, at the pointy end of the field, whether you're, racing long distance Ironman or shorter distance, even, people who are coming back from injury, whether you're just trying to run your first 5K, it just doesn't matter. Everyone supports each other for what they've able to achieve. And it's just such a great team.
Well, I hope a lot of the Cupcake Cartel are racing the VR6 so you can move up in those tri-team standings. That'd be fantastic. Tell me a little bit about your motto of "fight like a girl," because you want to raise
You've been talking
awareness
to Cameron
for
Papa.
yeah, you want to raise awareness about women getting into the sport and young women getting into the sport. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so look, I just think it's great that we're in a sport that just encourages everybody. Nobody, there doesn't seem to be, any sort of stigma or everyone just wants to help each other and just give advice to everybody, and it's just such a wonderful family that we are all a part of. My Fight Like a Girl came about in 2016 actually, and it was actually 6 weeks before New Zealand Ironman, and a friend of mine who I'd been best friends with since we were 4 years old, so from kindergarten, and she'd been battling breast cancer for about 4 years. And about 6 weeks before Ironman New Zealand, I got a call to say, it had gotten worse. And so for the next 6 weeks, a lot of my training started at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I just, got all of that done so that I could then drive, an hour and a half to spend time with her and her family. And so I raced Ironman New Zealand that year in 2016. I set a PB, which was pretty awesome. But it was one of those races where it kind of didn't feel like it was me. There was something else there. There was something that was pushing me along. And tragically, we got home from prize giving on the Sunday night, and I got the call that she'd passed away. So I know that she was with me that whole time on the race course the day before, and that Fight Like a Girl really came from her, because boy, did she fight all right. She was a pretty brave woman.
Well, that is a great story, heartwarming story, and all age groupers around the world are in. We're all in the same situation right now, and it's very difficult. Since you've been on top of your game for a long time, you won your age division in New Zealand this year, the 45-49. What kind of advice could you give to those men and women age groupers out there that are like all of us trying to cope?
Look, just take each day at a time. Keep it simple. Don't stress about the small stuff. And, I've heard some words from a pretty wise and inspirational guy a few times, who has said, there's a lot of things you can't control, but you can control your attitude. and that's, and that's what it's all about. You can take these times and you can put your head down and be somber and why is this happening? But at the end of the day, if you can just stand up and reflect and this is all out of our control. So take from it what you can. I've certainly looked at it as a bit of a reset. We're pretty lucky in New Zealand because we're going into winter anyway. So for us, it hasn't affected a lot of racing. But I've just taken the time along with, Bevan, my coach, to, build a good base, do some strength work, just get some good metabolism stuff working. And it's been awesome. There's a whole lot of strength activities that we've been doing that, it's tough work, but just working on all of those weaknesses and accepting where you are. Like for me, we had a strength challenge a couple of weeks ago, and one of the things that we were doing was burpees, and we were aiming to do 100 burpees throughout the day. Well, I got to 40, like 10 sets of 4. 4 sets of 10. That's all I could manage. But I continue to work on that, and so we just take each day and each week as it kind of comes. And
they can race the VR6. Hopefully, they're doing that right now. So, Megan Arthur, are you racing VR6?
I sure am.
What are your goals?
Well, I'm going to I will watch the replay of the women's and the men's race. I'm pretty keen to see how they go. So I'm just going to get out there and just give it a good shot. This virtual racing it is completely different to out on the road. It is tough work. So, but I'm just keen to get out there, give it a go, get some points for the Cupcake Cartel, and stay on top of that Oceania table.
There you go. Well, Megan Arthur, you have been on top of your game a long time in this sport. You are an inspiration to the Cupcake Cartel. Fight Like a Girl, that's a fantastic story. And I know what you have been doing are bringing more women into the sport, young women into the sport. And that is, you should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
Well, you have a great day, Megan, and VR6 all the way.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Aloha. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye.